Months passed, and the colony continued to grow. The land became greener, the people more confident, and the feeling of unity stronger. Tala had become a true member of the community, not just accepted but loved. She worked in the gardens, helped teach the children, and even began to learn how to cook meals like Grace. Liam often walked with her through the colony, talking about new plans or just enjoying the quiet. They had grown closer, their friendship strong and full of trust. People began to look to them as a pair who showed what was possible when kindness came before fear. One morning, a large ship appeared in the sky. It wasn't like the small patrol ships from before. This one was grand, silver, and silent as it hovered above the colony. The people watched with worry and curiosity. Liam stood next to Tala, both of them looking up, waiting. The ship landed gently, and from it stepped a group of alien leaders dressed in flowing robes. Among them was Iris, the elder who had visited before. Tala took a deep breath and stepped forward to greet them. "Welcome," she said calmly. "We are honored to have you here." The leader in front, a tall woman with pale skin and deep eyes, spoke. "We come in peace." Iris spoke of this place. "We came to see it with our own eyes." Liam stepped beside Tala. "We are glad you came. Please, let us show you our home." Over the next few days, the visitors walked through the colony. They saw the gardens, the learning centers, and the workshops. They met the children, watched them play, and listened to the laughter that filled the air. The leaders asked many questions, and Tala answered them with honesty and warmth. One evening, a large gathering was held around the fire. The humans and aliens sat together, sharing food and stories. Grace passed out her famous biscuits, and the alien leaders accepted them politely, even smiling at the sweet taste. The tall woman, whose name was Lyra, stood to speak. "This colony is different from what we expected. It is not built on power, but on care. You have made something beautiful. Here, Tala, your words in the message were true." Tala stood beside her, her voice steady. "We want peace. We want to live and grow together. No one should fear their neighbor." Lyra looked at Liam. "And you, human, you were the first to show that kindness. What made you do it?" Liam smiled softly. "She was hungry. That was all I saw. Hunger doesn't care if you are human or alien. It just hurts. So I helped." Lyra nodded slowly. "Then your action may be the beginning of something greater. We will return to our world and speak of this place. Not all will listen, but some will. And that will be enough to begin." After the gathering, Tala and Liam sat by the fire, watching the flames dance. The stars above them were clear and bright. "Did you ever think it would come to this?" Liam asked. Tala shook her head. "I only hoped to survive. But now I see a future. A future where our people can walk together, not in fear, but in friendship." Liam looked at her, proud and thankful. "You made that future possible." A few days later, the alien leaders left, their ship rising into the sky. But this time, they left behind messages of peace, signs of hope, and promises to return. The colony felt lighter, like a heavy weight had been lifted. More visitors came in time. Some stayed, learning the ways of the colony. Others returned to share what they had seen. Walls of fear began to break down, and bridges of trust started to grow. Tala became a symbol to both humans and aliens. Her story was told often how she had once been starving and scared, and how one act of kindness had changed everything. Liam never sought praise, but people knew that his simple choice to share food had shaped the future. One evening, a young child asked Tala, "Is it true? You cried when Liam gave you food?" Tala smiled gently. "Yes, I did. Because that food wasn't just food. It was kindness and hope and a new beginning." The child nodded, eyes wide with wonder. "I want to help people like that someday." Tala placed a gentle hand on the child's shoulder. "You already have the heart for it. Just never be afraid to care." The colony continued to grow, but its heart remained the same. It was built on compassion, on simple acts, on people like Liam and Tala who believed that even in the darkest times, kindness could light the way. And so, a starving alien woman who once cried over a shared meal helped change two worlds, simply because someone cared enough to offer help when no one else would. The days after the alien visitors left were calm but tense. Liam noticed people looking over their shoulders more often. Tala also felt the weight of their visit, even though she tried to act normal. She still helped in the gardens, repaired tools, and smiled kindly at everyone. But Liam could tell something was on her mind. One evening, as the sun dipped low, Tala sat on a bench near the greenhouse. Liam joined her quietly. "You've been quiet today," he said softly. Tala looked at him and gave a small smile. "I've been thinking about everything, about what comes next." Liam nodded. "I've been thinking too, about how much things have changed. You've become part of our lives now. But I wonder if we've done enough to help your people understand that we're not enemies." Tala looked up at the sky. "My people are afraid. They've lived in fear for so long. Fear makes them hard, cold. But maybe if they saw what I've seen, they would change." Liam leaned forward. "Then we need to show them, not just you or me, all of us. This colony could be the bridge. A place where both our people learn to live together." The idea sparked something in Tala's heart. Her eyes widened slightly with hope. That would be something new, something good. The next day, Liam brought the idea to the colony meeting. "We've come far. Tala is proof that we can live together peacefully. But what if we went further? What if we invited her people to see how we live?" There was silence at first. Then Emma spoke. "It's risky, but it might be the only way to stop fear from growing." Ben nodded. "We'll need to be careful. But if Tala helps us speak to them, maybe they'll listen." Tala stood up, speaking with calm strength. "I will help. I can contact them. I can ask them to come not as soldiers, but as guests." It took 3 days to prepare the message. Tala used an old alien device she had carried since her escape. With help from the colony's engineers, she sent a simple message, an invitation to visit. No threats, no demands, just peace. A week passed with no reply. Then one night, a small ship appeared in the sky. It landed quietly, and from it stepped 4 aliens. They wore simple robes, not armor. Tala recognized one of them, Iris, an old teacher from her youth. Iris approached slowly, eyes cautious but curious. Tala greeted him with a respectful nod. "Welcome! Thank you for coming." Iris looked around at the colony, the people standing nearby, and the open fire in the center. "This is different than I expected." Liam stepped forward. "We want to show you what we've built." "Tala has been a big part of that." Iris nodded. "Then show us." For the next few days, the aliens stayed among the humans. They watched how people worked together, how children played freely, and how Tala moved through the colony as one of them. Liam and Emma answered their questions, and even Ben shared stories of how Tala had helped. One evening, Iris sat with Tala under the stars. You looked at her with deep thought. "You've changed, but I see you are still true to yourself." Tala nodded. "I found kindness here. I found peace. I want others to know it too." Iris sighed. "It won't be easy, but maybe it's time for change. We've hidden for too long, feared too much." The next morning, before leaving, Iris spoke to the colony. "We were taught to fear humans, but this place and this woman have shown us something different. I will speak to our leaders. Perhaps, in time, more will come. Not as enemies, but as friends." The colony applauded, and Tala's eyes filled with tears. Liam stood beside her, proud and hopeful. After the visitors left, the colony returned to its work, but something had shifted. The air felt lighter. People spoke of the future with more hope. Tala was no longer just a guest. She was a symbol of what was possible. As she and Liam walked through the fields one evening, Tala looked around with quiet joy. Do you think things will truly change? Liam smiled. They already have, and it started with you. They walked on, side by side, knowing that the future was still uncertain, but no longer dark. It was open, filled with new paths built by trust, kindness, and the courage of one starving woman who once cried when someone shared their food. Early one morning, Liam and Tyler walked together to the edge of the colony to check on some equipment. The sun was just rising, casting a soft orange light over the dusty landscape. Tyler looked peaceful, enjoying the calm. Liam carried a toolbox, while Tyler held a basket of small tools she had learned to use. You're getting good with those, Liam said with a smile. Tyler smiled back. I like learning. It makes me feel useful. As they reached the fence that marked the colony's boundary, Liam noticed something odd in the distance. A small ship had landed just beyond the hills. It wasn't one of theirs. Liam's smile faded. That's not a human ship, he said quietly. Tyler followed his gaze. Her face went pale. That's one of ours. My people ... They found me. Liam gently took her arm. We should go back. Let's tell the others. They quickly returned to the core colony, where Liam gathered the leaders. Emma, Ben, and a few others met in the small meeting room. Tyler stood silently beside Liam, worry in her eyes. We spotted a ship, Liam explained. It's not human. Tyler says it's her people. Ben looked serious. Why are they here now? Tyler answered softly. They might have been tracking me. Or maybe they want to bring me back as an example. Will they be violent? Emma asked. Tala hesitated. I don't know. They don't like disobedience. If they think I left by choice, they might try to take me back by force. The room grew quiet. Then Ben stood up. We can't let them take you if you don't want to. Go. This colony protects its people. Tyler looked surprised. You would defend me? Even against my own kind? Liam nodded. You're one of us now. You've earned that. Later that day, the alien patrol approached. Their ship stopped just outside the colony, and a group of 3 aliens stepped out. They wore dark armor and walked with pride. Liam, Emma, Ben, and Tala met them at the boundary. One of the aliens, taller than the others, stepped forward. His voice was strong. We are here for Tala. She must return with us. Tala stood tall but spoke calmly. I will not go back. I found peace here. I was starving, lost, and no one helped me until a human gave me food. They saved me. The alien leader looked at her sharply. You disobeyed our laws. Your return is not a choice. Ben stepped forward. She's part of our colony now. She is. Under our protection, you would risk war over one person? The alien asked coldly. Emma spoke firmly. This isn't about war. It's about what is right. She's not a threat. She just wants to live in peace. The alien leader turned to Tala. You know the punishment for betrayal. Tala looked back without fear. Then punish me. But I won't leave. Not after I found people who care. There was silence. The leader seemed unsure. He turned to his companions, whispering in a language unknown to the humans. Then he looked back at Liam. Why would a human care so much for someone not of his kind? Liam stepped forward. Because hunger, pain, and fear looked the same on every face. She needed help. That's all that mattered. The alien looked at Liam for a long time. Finally, he spoke. This world has changed her. Maybe it can change others. 2. He turned back to his group. We will leave. But this is not over. Others may come. With that, the aliens walked back to their ship and left. The colony stood quiet, watching the ship rise into the sky and vanish. Tala let out a breath she had been holding. She turned to Liam. Thank you. I thought they would take me. Liam smiled. We stood together. That made the difference. Back in the colony, people gathered to hear what happened. Liam explained everything. Instead of fear, there was pride. The colony had protected one of its own, and they had done it with honor. That evening, Tala sat by the fire with Liam and Emma. The stars above were bright, the sky clear. "Do you think they'll come back?" Emma asked. "Maybe," Tala said. "But I'm not afraid now. I have friends. I have a home." Liam nodded. "And if they do come back, we'll be ready. Together." Tala looked up at the stars. Her past had followed her, but it had not broken her. With the humans at her side, she felt stronger than ever before. She knew this was where she belonged. Over the next few days, Liam took Tala around the colony, slowly introducing her to the colonists and their way of life. At first, people were cautious, keeping their distance and watching closely. But gradually, their curiosity overcame their fears. Tala was polite and kind, always answering questions gently and honestly. Liam noticed how quickly Tala learned about human habits. She helped in small tasks like watering the plants or repairing fences, always eager to learn new skills. Her willingness to help began to earn respect from the colonists. Liam was proud of her bravery and determination. One morning, as Liam and Tala worked together in the greenhouse, an older woman named Grace approached them. Grace was known for her kindness and cooking, often preparing meals for the whole colony. "Hello, Tala," Grace greeted warmly, holding out a small plate. "I made these fresh biscuits today. Would you like to try one?" Tala hesitated, glancing at Liam for reassurance. He smiled encouragingly and nodded. Tala accepted a biscuit, tasting it carefully. Her face lit up with delight. "It's delicious," she said sincerely. "Thank you, Grace." Grace smiled broadly. "I'm glad you like it. If you like, I can teach you how to make them." "I would love that," Tala said, her voice filled with genuine happiness. Grace left with a cheerful wave, and Tala turned to Liam, eyes bright with emotion. "Everyone is so kind. I never imagined humans could be like this. Most people are good," Liam replied softly. "Sometimes they just need a chance to show it." Days turned into weeks, and Tala became more and more accepted. The colony began seeing her not as an outsider, but as part of their small community. Even Ben, initially the most cautious, softened and started involving Tala in planning sessions about the colony's safety. One afternoon, Liam found Tala sitting alone by the edge of the settlement, staring out toward the distant hills. She seemed thoughtful, a bit sad even. Liam approached quietly, sitting down beside her. "Are you all right?" he asked softly, sensing her sadness. Tala sighed deeply. "I'm happy here. Happier than I've been in a long time. But sometimes I miss my home. Not the cruelty, but the good memories from when I was younger, before things went bad." Liam listened carefully, understanding her mixed feelings. "Tell me about those good memories," he encouraged gently. Tala smiled faintly, recalling her past. "My people used to gather around fires at night, sharing stories and songs. It was a beautiful time. Families cared for each other. We were close, warm, and safe. Those nights are what I miss most." "Maybe we can create new memories here," Liam suggested softly. "We could start tonight. A small fire, a gathering with stories and music. Would that help?" Tala looked at Liam, touched deeply by his thoughtfulness. "You would do that for me." "Of course," Liam assured her, smiling warmly. "We are friends. Friends support each other." That evening, Liam arranged everything. With help from Emma and Grace, he set up a small bonfire near the center of the colony. People brought food and instruments, gathering around as the sun set, painting the sky with shades of orange and purple. As Tala approached the gathering, she looked around with amazement. Colonists smiled warmly at her, welcoming her to the circle. Grace handed her a warm drink, and Emma invited her to sit close to the fire. Tala's eyes filled with tears again, but this time they were tears of happiness. "Thank you," she whispered, looking at Liam. "Thank everyone," Liam replied softly, his heart warm with pride. "We all wanted to make you feel at home." As night deepened, colonists took turns sharing stories about their lives on Earth and their dreams for the colony. Tala listened carefully, smiling often, her face glowing in the firelight. Finally, she found the courage to speak. "I have a story, too," she began softly. "A story from my childhood." Everyone quieted, listening attentively as Tala shared a beautiful tale of courage, kindness, and friendship among her people long ago. When she finished, everyone clapped warmly, clearly moved by her story. Ben stood up, his voice sincere. "Thank you, Tala. Your story reminds us why we built this colony, to find a place where kindness and friendship can grow freely. You've shown us that this hope extends beyond humans. You belong here." The colonists cheered warmly, making Tala blush with gratitude and joy. Liam saw the happiness on her face, knowing deeply he had made the right choice the day he found her. Starving and a lone dot as the gathering continued, filled with laughter and music, Liam felt hopeful. Tala had become a friend, bridging the gap between worlds with her courage and kindness. Their colony had grown stronger because of her, proving again that compassion was their greatest strength. Liam stepped outside his home with Tala close behind, feeling her nervous presence. Several colonists had gathered in front, faces tense with suspicion and worry. Liam recognized most of them people he had known and worked alongside since the colony was first established. They were good people, he believed, just afraid of what they didn't understand. "What's going on, Liam?" called Ben, a tall, strong man who worked as a security officer. His eyes were stern, but not unkind. "Who is this, and why have you brought her here?" "Her name is Tala," Liam said clearly and calmly, facing the crowd bravely. "I found her starving and alone near our fields. She needed help, so I helped her." "She's an alien," another colonist, Mia, pointed out with obvious distrust. "How do we know she isn't dangerous?" "Look at her," Liam urged softly. "She was starving and helpless when I found her. She isn't dangerous. She's just someone in trouble." Tala stood quietly next to Liam, visibly trembling but trying her best to remain calm. She spoke softly, her voice clear despite her fear. "I understand your fears. My people fear humans too. But Liam saved my life, even when he had no reason to trust me. He showed me kindness, and I will never forget that." Her words moved some of the colonists, who looked uncertainly at each other. Ben stepped forward again, his expression thoughtful. "But what about your people? Won't they come looking for you? Won't they cause trouble?" Tala looked down briefly, clearly saddened by the thought. "I don't know if they will look for me. My community was harsh and troubled. I fled because I could no longer live under their strict rules and cruelty. I have no wish to harm any of you. I only want safety and peace." Emma, who had quietly joined the crowd, now stepped forward to stand next to Liam. Listen to her. "She isn't here to harm us. She needs our help. Isn't helping those in need what our colony stands for? We came here to create a better place, free from fear and suspicion. Let's not lose sight of that." The crowd murmured quietly, some nodding in agreement, others still uncertain. Liam saw an opportunity to further reassure them. "Tala has knowledge. We don't. She knows about the land and the environment. She could help us better understand this world, maybe even improve our crops and resources." Ben exchanged looks with a few others, clearly weighing Liam's words carefully. "How can we be sure she's trustworthy?" Liam answered confidently. "Trust is built through actions. Give her a chance. Give her time, and let her prove herself. I'll take responsibility for her. If anything happens, I'll answer for it." His words seemed to ease the tension. Several colonists began whispering to each other again, this time sounding more open to the idea. Emma took a step closer, addressing the crowd warmly. "We faced tougher challenges. We survived storms and famine, and we've always managed because we stood together. This is no different." Finally, Ben nodded slowly. "All right, Liam. We'll give Tala a chance, but we'll be watching closely." Liam felt relief flow through him. "Thank you," he said sincerely. "That's all we ask." The crowd began dispersing, leaving Liam, Tala, and Emma standing alone. Tala released a shaky breath, her eyes filled with gratitude as she turned to Liam. Thank you, Liam. Thank you for believing in me. Emma placed a reassuring hand on Tala's shoulder. You're part of this colony now. Just keep being yourself, and people will see your heart. Inside Liam's home, Tala sat down, visibly exhausted but relieved. Liam brought her more water, sitting beside her quietly. You did great, he encouraged gently. That took courage. I only spoke the truth, Tala said softly. I feared they wouldn't listen, but they did. Thanks to you. It's not just me, Liam reminded her gently. Emma helped, and others were willing to listen. People want to believe in kindness. Sometimes they just need encouragement. Tala smiled. Faintly, the first genuine smile Liam had seen from her. Your colony is fortunate to have you, Liam. You truly understand compassion. Liam felt warmth spread through his chest. He knew challenges still lay ahead, and earning full trust from everyone would take time. But for now, the hardest step was done. Tala was safe, accepted at least temporarily, and they could begin the important work of building understanding. As evening settled around the colony, Liam knew his life had changed. Tala's arrival had brought new challenges, but it also brought hope. Hope that kindness could bridge the gap between two different worlds, proving that trust and compassion were universal languages everyone could understand. Liam drove the rover carefully back toward the colony, glancing occasionally at Tala sitting quietly beside him. She stared out the window, fascinated yet cautious about the human settlement that slowly came into view. The buildings were simple, but sturdy, a small outpost far from Earth, built to support human life in a challenging environment. Have you ever seen our colony before? Liam asked softly, breaking the silence. Tala shook her head, still looking uncertain. No, we were always warned not to come close. Humans are seen as dangerous among my people. Liam smiled gently. Some humans think the same about aliens. But we're just people trying to live, just like you. Tala looked at him thoughtfully. You are kind, Liam. Not many would have helped me. Liam parked the rover near his small home at the edge of the colony. He felt it was safer not to draw immediate attention. Helping Tala inside, he offered her a seat in the modest living room. Tala hesitated, unsure how to act. You can sit anywhere, Liam assured her. You're safe here. Slowly, Tala sat on the small couch, looking around curiously. The room was tidy, with simple furniture and a few pictures of Earth landscapes on the walls. Liam moved into the kitchen and returned moments later, carrying a plate of fresh food and water. Here, he said gently, placing the plate before her. Eat slowly. I don't want you to get sick. Tala took a piece of fruit, savoring its sweetness. As she ate, she gradually relaxed, seeming more comfortable in Liam's presence. Seeing her calmer made Liam feel relieved. Can you tell me how you ended up near our fields? Liam asked gently. Tala took a slow breath, setting down the fruit. Her eyes showed pain, but she began speaking softly. My community has been in a difficult time. There was fighting, and many people went hungry. We had little food. Our leaders became harsh, trying to control everything, even rationing food to those who obeyed them. I couldn't live like that. I decided to escape and find a better place. But the journey was harder than I expected. Liam listened carefully, feeling deep sympathy for her struggles. You were very brave, he said earnestly. Tala shook her head slowly. I feel foolish. I nearly died, but you didn't, Liam reminded her gently. You survived, and now you're here. Maybe this can be your new start. Tala looked at Liam, her eyes searching his for truth. Do you really think your people will let me stay? Liam hesitated briefly, knowing the reality was complicated. They might be afraid at first, he admitted honestly. But people can learn. They can see kindness if we show them. Tala smiled faintly, hope flickering in her eyes. You give me courage, Liam. I want to believe in kindness. Just as Tala was beginning to feel more secure, there was a sharp knock at Liam's door. He immediately stood up, exchanging a concerned glance with Tala. Stay here, he whispered, moving toward the door. Opening it slightly, Liam saw his neighbor, Emma. Her face was tense with worry. Liam, some colonists saw your rover return and noticed an alien with you. They're upset. People are talking, and some are angry. They think she's dangerous. Liam sighed, his shoulders tense. She's not dangerous, Emma. She's just desperate and hungry. Emma softened, seeing Liam's sincerity. I trust you, Liam. But you have to understand others are scared. They don't know her. Will you help me? Liam asked earnestly. We need to calm them, make them understand. Emma nodded slowly. I'll try. But you have to talk to them soon. The longer they wait, the angrier they might become. After Emma left, Liam returned to Tala, who looked frightened once more. Is there trouble? She asked anxiously. Some people are nervous, Liam explained truthfully, but we'll handle it together. Tala looked uncertain. Maybe I should leave. I don't want to cause you problems. Liam shook his head firmly. No. Tala, running won't solve anything. Trust me, please. Tala looked deeply into Liam's eyes, seeing his genuine determination. She slowly nodded, deciding to trust him fully. All right, Liam. I trust you. Liam felt a surge of determination. He knew the coming conversation with the colonists wouldn't be easy. Yet, with Tala's trust and Emma's support, he felt hopeful. He believed people could overcome fear if given the chance. Together, they prepared to face whatever lay ahead, bound by kindness and trust. Liam promised himself he would protect Tala, determined to show his fellow colonists that kindness, even towards strangers from distant stars, could bring strength, not danger. Liam carefully stepped down from his rover, boots crunching softly against the dry soil of the remote planet. It was a quiet morning, just after sunrise, and the fields around him stretched out like a patchwork of colors beneath the pale sky. He had come to check on the agricultural equipment, part of his daily tasks. The machines here kept the colony alive, harvesting crops that humans relied upon to survive far from Earth. He glanced around, noting everything seemed normal. The irrigation. Pipes hummed softly, spreading precious water across rows of green plants. Liam enjoyed these quiet moments of solitude. He liked the peacefulness, away from the noise and arguments of the crowded colony dot as he moved toward a set of sensors near the edge of the fields. Something caught his eye. A dark shape lay sprawled out at the boundary line. Curious and slightly worried, Liam quickened his pace. As he got closer, his worry turned to alarm. The shape wasn't an animal or equipment. It was a person, or rather someone who looked human, but was clearly not from the colony. Liam knelt beside the figure, immediately noticing its strange appearance. She was obviously an alien woman, with pale blue skin that shimmered faintly in the sunlight. Her silver hair spread around her head like a halo, dirty and tangled from traveling. She was thin, painfully thin, and Liam could see the signs of starvation. Her clothes were torn and dirty, telling a story of hardship and struggle. He reached out hesitantly, touching her shoulder gently. At his touch, her eyes fluttered open weakly, revealing vivid violet irises that looked into his own with fear and confusion. Liam pulled back slightly, holding his hands out to show he meant no harm. It's okay, he said softly, using gentle tones to reassure her. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm here to help. The alien woman watched him warily, her eyes filled with suspicion and fear. Liam could see she didn't trust him, and he understood why. Humans and aliens didn't often interact peacefully, and trust was rare. Slowly, he reached into his pack and pulled out some food, a simple sandwich wrapped in paper, part of his lunch he had prepared earlier. He carefully unwrapped it, breaking off a small piece and holding it out toward her. The woman stared at the offering, her eyes widening slightly in surprise. Her gaze flicked from Liam's face to the food and back again. She seemed hesitant, unsure if it was safe. Her trembling hand finally moved forward, carefully taking the piece of food from Liam's fingers. She brought it to her lips, taking a cautious bite. Immediately, tears filled her eyes. She began to cry softly, quietly at first, then with deep sobs that shook her frail body. Liam felt a wave of compassion and sadness for her. He gently placed the rest of the sandwich in her hands, offering a small, reassuring smile. "You must have been through a lot," he whispered softly. Sitting back on his heels to give her space, she ate quickly, hungrily, tears still streaming down her face. Liam watched in silence, allowing her time she needed. He couldn't imagine the kind of suffering she had endured to reach such a desperate state. After finishing the food, the alien woman took a deep breath and wiped her tears with shaky hands. She looked at Liam again, her expression softer now, less afraid. "Thank you," she said quietly, her voice hoarse and strained. It was accented strangely, but clear enough for Liam to understand. "You're welcome," Liam replied warmly, relieved. She could speak his language. "My name is Liam. What's yours?" She hesitated for a brief moment, then finally spoke again. "Tala. My name is Tala." "Nice to meet you, Tala," Liam said gently, hoping to further ease her fear. "Do you think you can walk?" "My rover isn't far, and I can take you somewhere safe." Tala nodded slightly, her eyes now filled with gratitude rather than suspicion. With great care, Liam helped her to her feet. She swayed unsteadily, but he held her arm gently, offering the support she desperately needed. Together, they moved slowly back to Liam's rover. As they walked, Liam thought about what would happen next. Tala's appearance would surely cause concern and debate among the other colonists. But in this moment, all he cared about was making sure she was safe and well fed. His compassion outweighed any worries he had about the reactions of others. Helping Tala into the rover, Liam felt a strong sense of responsibility and connection to this strange, beautiful alien woman. He didn't know where this new encounter would lead him, but he was certain of one thing: kindness was always the right choice, no matter the consequences.